Welcome to Coffee with Colleen. This is Taunya Gren and Colleen DeSilva here. And I'm so excited to have Tanya. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday! And we've been demolishing her chocolate cupcake. From Le Joy. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. It's French. Le Jus? I
have no idea.
That's probably right. I meant Irish. To ask them. I am also Irish.
Give me a weird Gaelic thing and I can maybe tell you, but French now.
Well, here's their name. They're in Redding, California, in downtown. We got some drinks from them too. But yeah, I'm so excited for the episode today. We're on Creators Code TV, and we get to hang out, have a coffee date in front of all you guys. So I'm going to read a little bit of. You want to say hi first before I go and keep talking and chatting continuously?
Hi first.
Perfect. There we go. I love it. So this is a little bit about Tanya. So she's been a professional actress since 1974, and the last couple of decades, she's added in producing and directing and screenwriting to her portfolio. She has a feature film that she produced in Los Angeles area that was released on Amazon Prime. You guys can find it. It's called, and Tubi. It's called Blood Corral. And she's done features and short films. Her most notably award-winning short film is Crystalline. So I'm saying that wrong? Crystalline?
It's Crystalline.
Crystalline. That makes sense. Crystalline. And La Belle Dame Sans Mercy. Hate?
Yeah. La Belle Dame Sans Merci. The Beautiful Lady Without Mercy. Hate. Life lessons is taught by death.
That sounded way better than the way I said it. And that was beautiful.
That's because I've said it a lot.
Yeah. And then the web series Raising Cain so far. And you have some short films and that she's submitted into some film festivals. And
Lots of film festivals.
I got to be in one of her music videos recently. It was really fun. She's a really fun director. Genuinely,
I don't know about fun.
To me, you were fun. Maybe
effective.
Fun okay, let me clarify what fun means. Fun to me is very peaceful, very direct, very helpful. Instead of I never had to be what does she want? I was never had that feeling. So
good.
And
then I did my
you were
job.
very clear. Yeah, she did a great job directing. So. Yeah, and then we have a friend here, a fly friend.
He's going, I want your cupcake.
I know.
I'm like, you can't have my cupcake.
Get at it. It probably looks like something else to me at this point.
That's okay.
This is her masterpiece, delicious
which has been slowly.
Yeah, and I have a little bit here I'm going to enjoy.
Okay.
So Tanya, let's just talk a little bit about, let's talk first how we met. Let's tell everyone how we met. So.
Okay. Long version or short version?
Long version. Why not?
So I moved here to Redding just a year ago. And I had been trying to get involved with the film community here because I'm like, while I'm here, I want to be involved with the film community. And I went to all of these meetings, a prestigious meeting with the mayor and other film group meetings and stuff. And unilaterally, every single one of those meetings, I was either the only woman or one of two. And that was it. Everybody else was men. And I was like, that doesn't seem right, And so when I was shooting my first music video that we did here called Broken, I told the all-male crew that I would really like to meet some of the women in film around here because I haven't seen very many. And I was like, are there very many or is it just not something that's... And they were like, oh yeah, there's plenty. And I'm like, well then why aren't they at these meetings? And stuff. And so then, who was it that gave you my number?
It was Ethan.
Ethan
Hawk.
Ethan, the singer for the video. Gave her my number and said, she's looking to contact women in film. And so Colleen contacted me. And we went and sat down for coffee. We did. And our 15-minute coffee meeting turned into an hour and a half.
Yes. Yeah.
And we talked about women in film. And so now... From that has grown into actually creating an actual nonprofit for Shasta County Women in Film. And we're just new and we're growing, but it's, I think it was a pretty fateful meeting, honestly.
I do too. It was really fun. And she just encouraged, we talked about it with Kate. I interviewed Kate English. But Tanya we chatted about women in film. I got to hear your story. I got to share a little bit of my story. And I was like, I know a lot of women in film in town. So I was like, we should get them together. So the first meeting, I just emailed and text. I just text message a bunch of people. I'm like, hey, you want to come? We had about 6 people in the meeting. And then the second one, we had about 10, 12. It was
We had
12, so it
people. We doubled it.
So we have another meeting for any locals in the county area. It's on June 27th, and it's going to be at 6:30 p.m. If you do want to go, you can find us on Facebook, and you can see the address in the invite area, and you can join us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the goal is if we can add just a few people each time, pretty soon we'll be doing really good. We're actually already doing really good. We've already had some chance to kind of uplift and edify some of the women around here, and I've noticed that a bunch of the other film groups around here have noticed, and a lot of them have reached out to me saying, hey, if the women in film want to like cross post with us or meet with us or find ways that we can help them, and and I'm like, great, that's exactly what we want, because we want that rising tide to raise all the ships. But also our ship.
Yeah, that's been really nice. I've been connecting with some of those people, and they invited me to a few events and things. So, we're really excited. So let's, since we're on the subject, I know that's one of the things we wanted to chat about is, you're very passionate about bringing women up in the film industry because of what you've experienced in the film industry and what you see of the possibilities, also the history of film, which... film was actually originally created by the women, and it was called a kitchen. What is it called? Kitchen
it wasn't
industry.
It was in the 1920s, and from the turn of the century to the mid 1920s, there were so many female-led film production companies that they called it the kitchen industry. Female-led and people of color-led studios and film production companies and stuff. But in the mid-1920s, the banking industry bought out a lot of the studios in Hollywood. And of course, that went, and since then, the numbers of professional women in film have stayed about the same. We'll get little inroads here and little inroads there, but then it'll be backslide again. And it's because, and I'm just going to say this straight out, even though it's probably not like the kosher thing to say, is because the people at the top of those production companies are sexist, and they don't allow us the chance to prove what we can do. But when women do, but they did some studies, and they found 3 different companies did multi-year long studies, and they found that any film that has a woman as the producer, director, editor, or writer, one of those 4 things, makes on average 25% more money than a film that does not have a woman in one of those roles. Wow. So that's one good reason to promote women in film. That's the fiscal reason.
To make more money.
But the more important reason, and I'm going to sit this down because I'm probably going to talk with my hands a bunch.
Of course.
Is that when women aren't presented as real people, which an unfortunate level, to date, most of our media, our big movies, there's a quote that I love. It's called, no man has more power than the one that can speak to you for 2 hours alone in the dark. And I believe that is absolutely true. Our media shapes our culture. And if our media is presenting women as just the trophy at the end, or the throwaway mother comedy thing, or the wife who dies at the beginning to start the journey for the man, they're not people. They're just things. They're just the reward or the catalyst, or they're not actually nuanced. And so they don't speak to people who are looking at media for their viewpoint of the world, whether they think they are or not, they are. And all of a sudden women aren't human beings anymore. And that then promotes rape culture. That then promotes a lot of the issues with sexual harassment in jobs. A lot of the fact that, I worked in mostly male-dominated industries all my life. I worked in television. I've worked in computer games. I've worked in a bunch of those things, and where I would often be the only woman or one of 2. And I would have to fight to get any kind of equivalent pay. I've had, when a coworker assaulted me, I had a boss tell me, well, boys will be boys. I've had so much stuff. I've had general managers of a TV station like constantly coming on to me and stuff in my younger days. And it's all because media teaches them this is okay. Women aren't people. They're the trophy that you get. They're the thing that you're owed. And part of the reason that is presented is because so much film is being done only by men, written by men. I can tell you, you have me read a script. I've read hundreds and hundreds of scripts over the course of my time as a producer and a filmmaker, right? Mm-hmm. I can tell you within the first 15 pages if it was written by a man or a woman.
What do you see?
First of
Very
all,
curious.
a lot of the men written. Okay, and I'm so sorry, guys, but it's just true. A lot of the male written scripts are very rote. They all follow a very, not all of them, but a lot of them follow a very similar kind of layout. Okay. And in all of them, the woman is either the trophy, okay, or the catalyst who dies or is mean or whatever at the beginning, or they're, if they're, I had read one that was like the guy was trying to submit to a female, the Utah Women in Film screenwriting contest, and so he's submitting it through a woman, and it's like this kick-ass woman, led thing, and you go and you read that, and it's like she's still just the trophy. She's the sexual interest and stuff. As soon as a man comes on, she suddenly has no power. And I watched that over and over and over again. As soon as the man comes on, even the kick-ass woman suddenly can't kick ass for some reason.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. She's, she broke her leg, or this or that, and it's like, no. And how they present their women makes it very clear when it's a male written script. I've written scripts only for men. Broken was only for men, and I wrote that.
Yeah.
And then I've written scripts like the music video that you were in.
Yeah.
Where the song that it's from is about the journey of the man to the woman that he loves, right? Mm-hmm. It's, all these miles, this journey. And I'm like, well, once again, she's the trophy at the end. Mm-hmm. And so I just determined, that's why I decided to do it split screen.
Yeah.
So we get her journey as well.
Yeah.
There's two. It's a journey of both of them.
Yeah.
Not just him. She's not just a trophy. She's her own person there as part of this. And I get that a lot more because we've been living in this man's world for so long. When we write scripts, we're often a lot more understanding of the male perspective because that's what's been fed into us for decades, right? So you can get more balance. The first Wonder Woman movie I loved. The second one was horrible, but the first one was wonderful in part because we have this incredibly powerful woman, but then we also have this heroic man. And her being a hero and him being a hero did not take away from each other. No, they were both allowed to be heroes in their own way. Mm-hmm. And that was how I kind of felt like it should be. Mm-hmm. And so when women write or produce or direct, part of the reason they make more money is that they appeal to a broader audience. But also, some of those damaging tropes reduce.
I like that. Yeah. I like that you're saying, because my husband's a writer, and he actually likes to make women leads. Partially because he probably originally thinks, Colleen can act in this, and then it, morphs into things. I'm like, but yeah.
But are you, he's afraid you're going to kick his ass if you don't?
No, it's his choice. No, it's funny. But it is the cool thing, though. He actually will have me read his scripts. I always read his scripts, and he's like, "Does this sound like a woman?" And I get to give him feedback,
which is exactly right.
Yeah.
If I'm writing a script, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Because then he gets that
a woman's perspective. Yeah.
Which then, if a man can write a script with a woman's perspective legitimately. Yeah. That's great. They have like things like the Bechdel Test and all of those kind of things where does a woman talk to another woman about something that's not a man? And there's a heavy number of female-driven movies that don't pass that test.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's funny because, it's fun. He actually is, in the beginning, I feel like I gave more feedback, and now he's
figuring it out.
Yeah, but it's pretty fun. He even jokes about it. He's like, I'm trying. And he's like, I've noticed I tend to make women who are powerful, like bitchy. He's like, but I know they're not. It's like, I need to change that.
Well,
like,
and that's the other trope that Hollywood has put out, that if you're a strong woman, you've got to be a bitch.
Yeah, and some women actually do also like feed
internalize that, and then
it's not
like,
true. Because you just be you. Be feminine, be girly, be whatever, be tomboy. Doesn't matter, just be you.
Well, and it's because of that. When I first started producing, as opposed to just acting, I was called a brass-balled bitch so many times that one of my, the other women on the Utah Women in Film board bought me a present, which is a pink hat, which I still have and I wear on film sets sometimes, that says BBB, brass-balled bitch, because I learned that they're saying that because they've been taught through media over and over and over again that a woman telling them what to do must be a bitch. And I'm never mean. I've been mean once. But he earned it. And I'll tell you that story another time.
Mean at all,
no, because if I did, then.
But yeah.
Here's the thing: if I have to be mean to get you to do your job, then I'm going to just fire you and replace you with somebody that can do their job. But when I was first new at it, when people, I don't know, I think nowadays I put out an air of like danger or something, I don't know. Or,
I only laugh but I could see that. I could see.
Yeah. Or just.
Because you're not like, you're very direct.
Yeah.
So
it's just like, go do that. You do that. We're a team. Yeah, we're all doing this together.
Anyways, you're going to say something. Huh? I interrupted you. Keep going.
No, that's okay. I interrupt you all the time. I'm ADHD. I'm so sorry. I will do that.
Oh, you can interrupt me as much as you want.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. That doesn't bother me.
I'll change subjects too.
Yeah, I love that. Let's do it. That's what makes the show the best.
Yeah, it's just a live conversation. But no, but I learned the hard way how to deal with that. Yeah. And so now I don't have to.
Yeah, that's true.
It's when you let it has no power over you. You're like, okay.
Yeah.
You can call me all the names you want on your own time, but you're going to do your job.
Yeah.
And when they found it didn't hurt me and that I actually embraced it, it stopped happening. And nowadays, I've been doing it long enough that most people don't even think about that. No. It doesn't come up.
I feel like when you started in the industry, it's probably gotten better.
It's changed.
Which is quite a bit. Good because of people like you who have brought it to the light.
Yeah. Well, and
it's not perfect, I don't think, honestly.
No.
And there's so many things that aren't perfect about the industry that even lean on all sorts of areas. But I will say I bet you have some really horrific experiences that if you were to have those now, like the people who did them unless they're like really top tier, they would get fired. Like people get in trouble now.
Oh yeah, The worst thing I've ever done like that is I fired a director off of his own movie that I was producing.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because he was sexually harassing all the women on set really heavily.
Yeah.
And we talked to him and he just couldn't
stop.
And it's like, okay, you're done.
Yeah.
Oh, because I always put that in my contract. If I'm going to produce, I need control.
Yeah.
So I can do stuff like that if I need to. And that's the only time I've had to.
Yeah.
But yeah, protect my crew, protect my cast.
That's important. Mm-hmm. Thank you for firing that. For those women.
When we have a chance to sit down over whiskey, I'll tell you the rest of
that sounds good. We'll do an evening coffee with Colleen with whiskey.
With whiskey, there we go.
Yeah. But yeah, so I do, so that is, I'm glad that it has changed, even though it's not perfect. I'm glad that things are changing. But
it's on that trajectory. Yeah. And that the only way it stays on that trajectory is if we do it, if we do film.
Yeah, yeah. And one thing about you as a person who, because of your passion for women in film, I feel like, for me, I'll speak for myself, and I know other people can say that, just you, just having, you have 100% faith and belief in, things can be possible. And I don't know if this is something that you've always had, and you could, we're going to make that. Yeah, it's going to get done. Because I feel like a lot of times, and I don't think this is only females, I think this is
everybody.
Everyone think maybe one day we'll make this film. But because of our meeting and you're like, yeah, you're going to do that. And then the woman in film meeting, the first woman in film meeting, she's like, you should make that film. That's almost as it's a matter of fact. It's true. It shifted my mindset. This is a job. This is a matter of fact. It's going to happen. And it's really helped me with the feature film we want to make. Be like, yeah, we're going to do it. And even my co-writer's like, maybe if we do it. So Kelsey, if you're watching this, I'm talking about you. And I'd be like, no, we are doing it. Finally, she's like, Colleen, I'm so glad that you are the person who I'm like, I will, but come on, get on the wagon.
And that's interesting. The reason I can have that confidence is because I'm old and I've lived long enough and I've done it.
Yeah.
I've taken
that's
from
good.
nothing.
Yeah.
And made something happen. So I know it can happen. But also, only one time I've been on a set where I'd hired all female crew.
Wow, that's fun.
And it was just for a short film.
Yeah.
And that's cool. It was like, and it's hard to find all female crew.
Yeah.
In some places. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I found is that because we're told through our whole life, through all of our culture, stay in your lane. You can't do it. Leave that to me. You just do this little part. You can't do it. You can't do it. And so we're taught to think we can't do it. Even in school when they skip over in math, oh, here, Johnny, you got the answer, even though Sally had her hand raised because it's so focused on the boys. And so we're raised to believe we can't do it. But what I have found almost unilaterally, every single woman I've ever spoken to, and men too, but more predominantly with women, they just need somebody to say, yeah, you can do it. I see this and this and this, and you can totally do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And know that they can. And then they go, oh, I think I can. And then they go do it, and they're wonderful. But they just needed somebody to have a little faith.
You know what's interesting is I heard from someone who read this. So it's like information. That your mind, when you believe you can do something, you are most likely going to do it. But if you doubt that
then it's not.
Then it actually will not happen. Like it's like if you believe something that you believe that you can do something, it's about like I don't know, it was like 85% chance you will actually do it. But if you don't believe you can do it, you're not. There's a 0% chance, right. And that's just in your mindset.
Right,
because
your subconscious is a powerful beast. And it can't hear negatives. So when you say,
interesting.
I don't.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
And so it's like if you say, well, I hope it doesn't fail. What your mind hears is it's going to fail.
I hope it fails.
I hope it fails. And so your subconscious starts working that, and so you subconsciously start taking actions.
Interesting.
That make it fail.
Makes me think about the thing where they say, don't forget your phone. You don't say, don't forget your phone. You say, remember your phone at 10. And then you actually remember it. And I think about that sometimes.
Well, and it's because, and this is just science, this our subconscious doesn't hear those negatives.
Wow.
So any negative thing that you say, it takes as, it's like, oh, I don't want this to happen. What it hears is, I want this to happen.
Oh, wow.
The don't. Yeah. And the no and the never, it doesn't hear those. So you have to change the way that you're thinking about stuff. And there's times I catch myself a lot going, okay, please don't let me get a ticket today. Instead, I have to, I want to be safe from tickets today.
That's awesome.
And doing that, there is a legitimate effect. And part of that, I think, is that we're training our brain to make things happen for us. And part of that, I think, is just the energy that we're creating in the universe that brings that to us.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
Like I was telling them earlier and stuff, the universe loves me, and it does. And I've seen that. So if it's something that's bad for me, nothing will happen. And if it's good for me, it'll happen. But if I call and say, please, I really need this, somehow... It happens.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to just dive into the other topic we were going to talk about because I feel like it's relative.
Yes.
About being a mom, single mom. So you were a single mom a lot of the times you were doing filmmaking.
Yeah. I'm a single mom of 5 children.
Wow.
One is adopted just recently, so the others are all adults. But the youngest one is a teen. But I've been a single mom the bulk of my life. First with 2 kids, then with 3 kids, and then with 4 kids. I have a lot of exes. Sorry. It's a Hollywood thing. But I'm joking. Because I wasn't in Hollywood when that happened. But So my kids, it's like, okay, how, but I'm a driven artistic type. I can't just not do it without going nuts.
Yeah.
Or wanting to die, you know, and it's like can get really severe. So it's like I have to create somehow. And how do you do that as a busy mother? Because we get so much on us. We have to make sure that they get to school, they get to the doctor, they have their thing. Every little bit, you get your homework done, you get it done. Instead of, you know, if I have to go do this, then how do I get babysitting that I can't afford? Or, you know, it was just, and so I found a way.
Yeah.
And so my kids grew up. Back when I was in theater, they grew up in green rooms for plays and stuff, because I was very fortunate that I was good enough actor, but also I knew good enough, you know, play producers and directors that they would let me bring my children and they would be in the green room during rehearsals, but also during performances. And my middle daughter, Shauna, who's a professional actress now down in Los Angeles, her first time being an actress, she was 3 years old. She saw us. We were practicing for Little Shop of Horrors.
That's adorable.
And they were doing the toaster dance, right? And she saw them, and she's like, I want to do that. 3 years old. She crawled out on stage and started trying to dance with them horribly. And this was dress rehearsal, and the director was so furious. But she got the bug and never went back.
That's awesome.
And it's like, that's how it works. But they all grew up. And even now, even though only one of them followed me into the industry, the rest of them, when they go to plays, they remember the smell of the grease paint. And it's just like these happy memories. I worked in television as just like a director of news broadcasts and stuff. Actually, that's what I did when I lived here in Redding. Two of my kids are born in Redding 35, 40 years ago.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, so,
that's really cool.
And I worked at KXC back then. Yeah,
okay.
Which is still here, which is nice to know.
Yeah.
And there was a time where I lost my babysitter, and I was working nights, and my two daughters slept in the car. And I would run out on breaks, you know, in between while programming was going and check on them. And then another station allowed me to bring them in once again to the green room and the conference room, and they spent the night in the conference room while I worked. And it's hard. Yeah. But it's doable. And now I look at my kids and I talk to them as they're grown, and they have rich lives of appreciation for the arts and leaning into the arts and stuff. When I worked in computer games, I brought them to work with me frequently when they were smaller. And, you know, everybody had toys in their cubicles. And so they just play. It was great. And it's just, you know, you can't always find bosses like that, but there is a way to do it. And at some point I had to make the decision, okay, I sing in a band, I'm doing film and TV acting, I'm doing plays. I'm only going to do one of those for this time during the school year so I can be a mom. And so would I have progressed further without children? Maybe. But now I got children that are awesome. They're all adults and I love them, and we can talk about the arts and we can talk about all of these things, and they talk about their children with a great deal of fondness of their childhood. So they don't have any children. I have no grandchildren.
Yeah.
Kayla.
Yet.
So but it was worth it. Yeah. But it was harder, but it's worth it.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, I feel like I'm going through figuring that out for myself. Because when I had my first son, I felt very fine with just being at home. I think I did one acting gig, and it was like later. And then, and it was a commercial, and he was in it as well, locally. And then Tyler Ferris's commercial, actually. Yeah. But I just noticed, like, in the past, I don't know, 6 months, I've just been preferring, So I've been busier. Like, I'm doing things, like, I'll wake up in the morning, not all the time working, I'm waking up in the morning consistently working on stuff. And then even, like, when they're playing, like, pockets, I'll have my computer open in the kitchen, so I'm cooking and they're playing, I'll work on stuff. But I've had the pleasure of bringing like my daughter, who's a baby, on set. So on your set, and then previously Alan Carness, another friend who had a set, I got to act, and they let me have her on set there too. And I had a nanny on set, Hannah, So who also, anyways, Hannah, a friend of mine, she.
Yeah,
so,
I know it.
Yeah, you know Hannah. Oh yeah, you know Hannah.
Yeah, I met her.
So hearing you is really encouraging is what I'm saying. It's like, because I feel like I'm in that season where I've noticed that if I don't create, I literally feel so low.
Yeah.
And I get to the place where I'm like maybe not creating, not like me, doing these things, and I feel super low, and I'm like, what is going on? And then I'll make room for it the next day or like in that week, and then I'll feel alive again. I'm like, okay, I've been created to create. I'm going to create. I need to prioritize that.
Well, and you'll find that so long as it's one thing if like I'm going to create over here while my kids are at daycare all the time. And that's one way to do it. But at least for me, what worked is that by involving my children in my creating, they ended up very creative. They ended up with these richer lives, and they didn't resent it.
Yeah.
Which is a big thing. Because they're part of it. Because they're part of it. And were they part of only the things that they were appropriate for? I can't bring them on a film set. But, or haven't been able to, when they were little, because that wasn't a thing. So in my production company, that's one of the things that is in our mission statement is that, if we have people who need it on set, cast or crew, that we'll have childcare, that they're allowed to bring their kids. And over there, we'll have a quiet place away from the sound so that we're not losing money, which is the big reason But it's not hard to do.
No.
And the more production companies see how that works, I get these wonderfully talented women and men, because there's plenty of men who are fathers who would really like to have more time with their kids.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, we're all having lunch together for our lunch break. And now these kids are going to have this incredible memory.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I feel like our kids have been able to have that, thankfully.
Yeah.
Even the teasers that we filmed.
Yeah.
Crazy story. So we were supposed to film it in Shingletown.
Okay.
And there was a fire. So literally we had set up our first shot in this house in Shingletown. And then it got evacuated. So we had to go frantically back to the house, which is like a 30-minute drive, get everything that we could possibly get out of the house. We didn't get everything, but like the important stuff.
Right.
And we had to, that night, we're going to film in the morning. Like I think we scheduled a little bit later in the morning. Can't remember. We had to decide, okay, what are we going to do? And Tyler Pokup was our producer, and he was like, so what do you guys think? Like, should we just postpone? And we flew out, our friend Kelsey. We're like, no, we're just going to find a location. He's like, I love that. And I was like, no, we're not going to not film. It was funny. We're like, we're doing it. And so we sat down for an hour. We decided to film it at my house. And we changed the schedule, changed everything. But the schedule for, the shots. So the schedule for everyone was the same, just the location changed for them. And we made it work. And because of that, my children, like Bright, I didn't have Ireland at the time, got to be part of it. So he got to see like the setup. So when we'd start filming, he'd go outside and play in the sand, and there was some on set who would play with him, and my husband was doing the food because that person dropped out. The hospitality.
And the filmmaking, isn't it great?
Yeah, it was crazy. But it was fun because that lunchtime thing you're talking about, we would have lunch in the backyard, and Bright would talk to everyone, and he just lights up. He loves, like, he came this morning and helped set up. He just lights up. I'm pretty sure he will do something with film.
He'll probably follow you into the film.
Oh, yeah. Acting, directing, maybe even, because he does that now. He's a very, director.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I really value community and family to be a part of what you're doing. I think it's so important because film takes up so much of your time anyways.
Yeah, well, and if you have family and community with you about it, then all of a sudden it's rich. You make better stuff. You make stuff that appeals to a bigger audience. Yeah. Because that sense of it comes through.
It does.
It really comes through.
Yeah.
And I don't even know how. Yeah. But I can watch a movie and I can go, but they didn't enjoy making that. And they're acting just fine and the directing's just fine, but you can tell, you can feel it. And when they had fun, you can feel it.
Yeah. I wonder if that's why some films are more popular than others. Like, there could be some really good films. I'm just throwing my thoughts out and haven't really thought about this, but some films are more interesting to watch. Even though the story's really good, you kind of get I don't know. There are films I feel icky when I watch them. There's some films I feel really happy. But that's a good point. I do believe, like, whatever you are portraying, like,
it comes out.
It comes through in the film 100%.
It does. Absolutely.
So.
Did you ever see the movie Night and Day with Tom Cruise and Cameron Diaz?
Yeah, love
and
that
you watched
film.
that? I watched that movie and I went, they hate each other. They're trying to be the romantic leads, but you could just tell.
I do love the movie, though.
Yeah,
okay.
no, but watch it again and watch that, and you'll
again.
go, you know what? They hate each other. They're acting just fine, like they love each other.
Yeah,
or they're very interested. No, but they hate each other.
That's
you can
awesome.
feel it.
That's awesome. I'm totally going to watch this now with that perspective. That's so funny. And did you find out later that they do hate each other? Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. There's another film I was watching. Oh, it was the space one with Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt.
Oh, uh-huh.
When I watched that, I just felt uncomfortable the whole time. And I thought, I feel like they feel uncomfortable. Like, I know
Like
they were
they're-
friends,
yeah.
but, like, in the certain scenes, like, where they had to be, like, intimate, it just felt uncomfortable. Like, when they had to kiss and things like that, it just felt awkward. And I wonder if one of them felt awkward.
Well, if you read the trades about that, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. That's funny. That's funny.
So, but yeah, and it comes through. You
Yeah.
can totally tell when it comes through.
It does come
And
through.
those movies, I'm like, it could be the most Academy Award winning movie ever.
Yeah.
But if it feels like that, I'm not going to watch all of it.
Yeah.
I'll walk out.
Yeah.
Or I'll
good.
just watch it one time and never watch it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. So,
Yeah.
build a community, build
Build some joy in there.
positivity. Yeah. Don't I'm not a fan of sets that have, and I know this is very common in the film industry. I don't know if it's common now. I'm sure there's, anyways, just like really stressful film sets because they're like stressed out the money, you got to be on time. And I've learned, like, my goal as a filmmaker is to, even if I have a stressful situation and maybe I'm feeling stressful, I'm going to choose not to put that stress in the people who shouldn't have it.
Yeah.
Anyways, none of us should be stressed, but I'm not going to put a weight on someone or be angry or mean to someone just because I'm dealing with stress. So to set the atmosphere very positive. Like, how do you like to set your atmosphere on a film set?
Okay, well, and it's because a film set, especially if you're a producer, but also as a director, it's a whole lot of firefighting, a whole lot of dealing with things that went wrong, because it's almost like live television, you know. It's like on the day, you could plan and plan and plan and plan and plan and plan, and something's going to go wrong every day. It's just how it is. And so what I've learned, though, is that if I can maintain my calm, and I think part of that's through experiences, like I know I can deal with these things. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out somehow. Me maintaining my calm as the head of the set lets them retain their calm, even in a very stressful situation. And so it's like the worst possible thing can happen. And it's like, you know, okay, we're going to breathe. And then I'm going to go into a clinical problem solving. And I think it's that clinical separation of like, I'm not emotionally problem solving. I'm, you know, logic problem solving. And that by separating that emotion, that fear and stuff out, it presents a calm.
Yeah, that
That
makes
then
sense.
helps people go, okay, we got this. They're in charge. They know what they're doing. They, you know, we can be calm. It's that leadership thing that the leader needs to be confident. There was what was I read that a leader needs to show confidence even when they're not. So if you don't know, okay, we have to run away from an army that's coming after us. We don't know which direction they're coming from. And leaders going, I can go, oh no, which direction are they coming? My people are going to die. A leader has to go, we're going that way. That's the right way, whether it's right or not, you know. And then people are like, okay, I can be calm. And then as you get more information, then you can change that. You know, okay, now we're going that way, you know. But leadership means being confident enough to make a choice.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, even if it's not quote unquote the right choice, just calmly make a choice, adjust as you can go. I love that.
And adjust as you go,
Yeah.
because, you know, if you don't have all the information, you still have to make a choice.
Yeah, yeah,
And so
really
make it.
yeah.
But then also don't be so locked in that you feel like, oh, they're going to say I was so wrong if I change once I have more information. No, leadership says, I'm leading. I'm going to, I don't know, how do we get on this subject?
I know, right?
But I feel like that's been a lot of my life
leading
is leading other people into things or as part of things, and it's, you know, sometimes it's a pain in the ass, pardon my French, but other times it's just like, you know, there's no shame in saying, oh crap, I was wrong. Now let's do this. Or now I have more information, so we're going to adjust.
Yeah.
Because that's what a real leader does. Somebody who's a fake leader in a lot of years of experience with other leaders is somebody who goes, I've made a decision, and anybody who tells me it's wrong or it brings me more information and stuff is subverting my authority.
Oh, instead of adjusting to the, yeah.
Right. Then that's about ego. That's not about leadership.
Yeah. It's interesting because I've been really getting into changing the subject, kind of. Not
well,
really.
That's okay. We're ADHD.
It's still leadership information.
I can follow.
But parenting is about leadership.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
And that is something that I'm like working towards, is just like showing myself as confident in moments that I don't feel confident or really frustrated, and then adjusting, like you're saying, as you go. But because it is true, like, because as a mom, as a parent, you set the atmosphere with your children because they feel things they don't understand. So if they're feeling stressed, they think it's them.
Yeah. Well, and if they feel like you're a strong leader, then they feel like they're safe.
Yeah.
No matter what's happening.
Yeah.
They're safe if you're a leader, because they know their leader will get them to safety, and their leader will take new information and do what's needed to do to get that there. Whether it's just growing up with my adopted daughter, who comes from a place of a great deal of trauma. And she's right at that teenage age when parents and teenagers go like this a lot.
Yeah.
And one of the more effective things, you know, and we butt heads at times, but we also know that we're on the same side.
Okay.
And and she knows that when I tell her, I think this is good for you, this is what we need to do, it's not because I'm trying to prove that I know better. It's because I have information and I'm leading her in this way. And one of the strongest things, one of the strongest things I've been able to do with her is to admit I'm wrong. When I say I'm going to do it, and then I'll get more information. It's like, okay, I was wrong and I apologize. Now let's adjust. And learning how to, especially coming from the training I've been getting with dealing with child with trauma, is that for a lot of them, being able to admit they were wrong means they're going to get beat or thrown away or, you know, and so it's very hard. And so they will lie, cheat, so anything to not be wrong.
Yeah, to not be punished.
Because that's dangerous for them, right? And so seeing somebody in a place of authority, you can say, no, I was wrong. And I'm sorry. Now let's fix this. Let's make it different. It's helping her to be able to have those moments, you know, to step back from her trauma and say, I was wrong. I'm sorry. The first time she was able to tell me that she was sorry about something was a huge deal.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, and then the only way she can get there is if I show that first.
Yeah, you have to.
And the same thing for a film set. You know, it's funny, they say on a film set the producer is the mother and the director is the father, which in which case means I'm the mother and the father. Once again, a single parent. But part of that is that if your crew and your cast are your family, your children, then you have to lead in those same ways.
Yeah, that's really good. I like that. Yeah, it's something in our family we are fans of and we cultivate is forgiveness. Yes. So we do, like, if we realize we misunderstood or did something incorrectly, we'll say, will you forgive, you know, like, will you forgive us, right? We, you know, this, mommy shouldn't have been mad there or whatever it is. And he'll say, okay. I mean, they don't, I mean, he's like, whatever, I'm going to play with my trucks, you know, but.
Yeah, I'm a kid. But growing up, that will matter.
But I will say, even at his age now, he has done that as well, where he'll say, oh, I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't mean to do that thing, and I'll be like, thank you. That was so, like, big boy, brave, and kind of you. So, but yeah, so yes, in the moment, he's like, whatever, but he does, like, he listens, and he's turning 4, so he's very young, but I can see it already.
It's gonna come in.
Yeah.
Which means when he hits teenagerhood, and you guys start going through that hard time, you've got a good basis to get through that.
That's good.
Yeah.
Get the foundations going of the friggin', and then it's true though. Get the foundations and then build off of it. So, yeah, definitely not perfect parents, but we definitely want to love the best we can, and we're trying to figure it out. So, but I love the leadership thing. That's a big thing I keep hearing. Like instead of control, like, because that's a big it's a temptation to want to control.
Yeah, and control is not leadership.
No, it's not. And a lot of people have a hard time hearing that, which I get, because, generations before us, it's like, control your children. I'm like, they're humans. Like, you literally can't control a human. Like, you could try, but it'll backfire. Especially when you have someone who's very strong-willed, like our son. Like, he doesn't like to be controlled. I don't like being controlled. Corey doesn't like being controlled. It's like, why? Anyways, so we're working on, like, leadership. Like, how do we lead you and encourage you, and also diversion.
Yeah. Well, like, diversion, and then empathy.
Go cook dinner together. Let's do it. Excitement.
Yeah. But well, and that matters too. All that time together and stuff. Growing up, my kids, we would have once a week. This was and it's silly, but they still talk about it. Once a week, as a poor single mom, I would go get some sort of interesting kind of meat or vegetable or something that I'd tried, just a little thing, and then we would do a formal dinner.
Oh my gosh.
With 7 courses,
Wow.
And the soup course is just a can of tomato soup, and the salad course is just some fruit salad from a can, or and then this one thing. But I made them have to do all the etiquette, because we had this old 1920s cookbook with all the etiquette in the front.
What? That's really
and
cool.
Stuff, and so my one son had to pull out everybody's chairs and stuff, but they loved it and they looked forward to it. And so then when they get in those situations where they feel like it's fancier than they're used to, it's not overwhelming. But mostly it was just something that we did together. Do I think they're going to even remember which fork to use? No. Yeah. But we did it together.
That's a really cool idea.
Yeah,
I love
it was a lot of fun.
That sounds awesome.
And it wasn't too much work for a working single mom. I could do it once a week. We would just do that fun thing.
That's really great.
But yeah, that's in a lot of jobs, in a lot of working life. The things I've noticed is that the leaders are, the bosses that can admit fault and then redirect and keep moving on instead of, oh my God, I'm so tired. Can you forgive me? That's a different thing. Where you say, oh, crew, I was wrong. Let's do this. Let's change it.
In a powerful way.
Yeah. Versus the ones that are like, how dare you tell me I was wrong? I'm the boss.
Yeah.
And you get to realize that which one's the strong one?
Yeah.
Which one's the actual powerful person?
Yeah.
Versus the weak person?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I'm gonna put a question in. I wonder how much time we have before I ask the question, though.
We've got about 10 minutes.
Okay, I think we have enough time.
We can do it.
So I love asking this question. I try to ask it almost every time. But could you tell me a life experience or something that maybe even happened to you that shaped your character, shaped who you are today?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. My mom was my best friend. Growing up, I was the oldest of 6 children, and she was my best friend. Very creative woman, a writer.
Wow.
She never got anything published because she also fought a lot of trauma and PTSD from her family and her father. And when she would be feeling suicidal, she would burn all her writing. And then she'd have to start over.
Yeah.
And then she'd get to a certain place, and then everything would crash down on her, and she'd burn all her writing, and then she'd have to start over. And she would always tell me, growing up, someday, Tanya, you're going to finish my book. She was very sick the last 10 years of her life. She died when I was 19.
Oh, wow.
She had only 40.
Yeah, wow.
At that point.
Oh, man, that's so young.
Yeah. Yeah. And I still miss her.
Yeah.
All these years later.
Yeah.
But she told me, you're going to finish my book someday. And I'm like, I'm a performer. I'm not a writer. I'm not going to finish your book. But one of the things that she taught me was, first, as the negative example, about self-sabotage. And so that's part of why, and I still, we all do it. I do it. I definitely do it. But then I can catch myself sometimes and say, I'm not going to sabotage myself this time, And, but the other thing was about owning your creativity I mean, her life was hard. She had 6 kids. She was dying of a brain tumor she didn't know about. You know, my dad was kind of checked out and not really involved at all and stuff. And so she was not happy. Mm-hmm. But she was creative. And through that creativity came kindness. When she died, 500 people showed up to her funeral that we didn't know.
Wow.
People that she had met one time at a grocery store.
Oh.
And her kindness and her empathy had been so effective to them that they came to her funeral.
Wow.
That they remembered her enough to do that. And so those 2 things, you know, the negative lesson in self-sabotage, don't do this, you know, or recognize it when you're doing it.
Yeah.
And the positive lesson of kindness and empathy it changes other people's lives, but also changes your life. You know, it can be a pretty effective legacy.
Yeah.
And so I think I aspire to that.
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Have you finished your book yet? Are you working on that?
Nope. No. But because I'm just starting to, you know, I'm a screenwriter.
Yeah. It's
and I'm
different.
just starting my novelist journey.
Yeah, it's so different.
And so I want to be a better writer before I do that. But
That's
I still
amazing.
have, when she died, I inherited her box with all of her writing that was, you know, on napkins and everything. And then I had loaned it to another one of my sisters who's also a writer.
Wow.
And then her ex-husband's family threw it out.
Oh, my
So it's
gosh.
lost. But I remember in my head, because she would talk with me. I was the one that we would stay up late at night when she could be awake in the dark when it didn't hurt so much from the light.
Yeah.
You know, so her and I would sit up and we'd talk, and she would talk about her book and talk about we'd hash out plot points and stuff. So I have it here.
Wow, that's
And
so
one day
cool.
when I feel like I'm a good enough writer, I just might do that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I encourage you, even if you voice memo all the
Yeah.
things that you, just to like get your motors going.
That's probably a very good idea. Right now I'm writing a murder mystery novel, a supernatural murder mystery novel called Those Eyes. Yeah, so
Ooh.
wish me luck.
That's a
It's
really
being
good
really
title.
hard for me to sit down. There's just so much going on in my personal life right now
Yeah,
that makes it really hard for me to focus. I really want to go take a writer's retreat somewhere and just go somewhere for a week and write without being
Noise.
pulled on, you know, and stuff. And so
Yep.
I'm hoping to do that maybe in October, November.
Oh, yay. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
But
That's great. You should definitely
we'll see. But then I'm also working on a fantasy novel
Ooh.
that we did a Twitch stream, live Dungeons and Dragons thing
Okay.
for 2 years,
Wow.
helping build the world of this novel
Oh my gosh.
with these characters and stuff. So now I've got to catch up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like novels are so much harder than screenwriting. Screenwriting has the form, like the format.
The format's the pain,
is
but
the-
it's shorter.
But it's, yeah, and you, with novels, you have to like really describe everything so that when people read it, the picture around them is being painted.
Yeah.
Because I started writing a novel as well, which, yes, it's just hard.
Yeah,
And then I
but I
stopped.
also have 2 screenplays that I'm in the middle of.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I'm also struggling with them right now. And I've written a number of other screenplays.
Yeah.
For some reason right now it's just being really hard. But one of them is a basically John Wick action film for women.
Nice.
And the other is a cozy Christmas murder mystery.
Oh, fun.
So
Do you read or watch a lot of like mysteries, like murder
do.
mysteries? Okay, because you mentioned twice now.
yeah,
Those are fun.
they are.
Yeah, those are good.
Yeah, and I'm also addicted to like true crime stuff. And,
Okay.
You know,
That's
ask
awesome.
me about any serial killer. I can tell you.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's because I was going to write a novel, or not a novel, a movie about Jack the Ripper.
Okay.
From my own, because I've studied a lot of Jack the Ripper, which
Yeah.
is probably not good. Also, ask me about poisons.
Oh.
There's a lot growing here in Redding.
Oh yeah, we were on the film set.
On
and you
the
mentioned-
property that I live on,
Yes.
there's 3 different poisonous plants that used to be concocted into poison growing on the property. I'm like, is this the universe telling me I need a poison garden or something? I don't know.
Make a poison garden.
Poison garden.
I know, it was crazy. What was it called? The plant that you said it was over by the platform.
Poison hemlock.
Okay, and you said it
That's
even
what
if
killed
you.
Socrates.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. So if you the sap, right? It's the sap.
It's the sap and the seed. Don't ingest any of it. But if you
Okay.
get the sap and stuff on your skin, it won't kill you, but it'll start making you feel weird and your fingers go numb and stuff like that. Because that's how it kills you. It slows down your breathing and your heart and everything until it just stops.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So even like animals shouldn't even chew on that.
Oh, no.
And everything. That would kill them like really fast.
And
okay.
but it's a weed that grows like wild all over the United States.
Okay.
But once you know what it is, it's like, okay, yeah, no, don't touch that one. You know?
Yeah, I know. I need to like see a picture of it so that I know for my children.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
Okay, this fun fact has nothing to do with filmmaking
great.
at all. Okay.
Love it.
So I found, because I'm a writer as well and stuff, and I found the poison hemlock there, and I'm like, oh. And then curiosity said, oh, and this is what killed Socrates. So I looked up, how do you make poison from poison hemlock? I could find it just fine, nice and easy.
Gosh.
But then there's also oleander, which is just as poisonous,
Wow.
growing everywhere around here because they're beautiful flower bushes, right?
Yeah.
And when I typed in how to make poison from oleander, great big warning things came up on the internet. You can't do this. This is dangerous. We're not going to give you this information. I'm like, wait a minute. You gave me hemlock just fine. Why not oleander? It was so weird.
That's so maybe there was like if you asked a second thing like a block, like if you, I don't know, that's weird.
No, it was weird because there was months in between those two. But then I also just found a nightshade plant.
Okay. Oh my gosh.
I'm like, I'm entering my swamp witch phase, I think.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and I haven't looked up nightshade yet, so I'm going to have to figure that out.
That's pretty funny though. Yeah, because I've never thought to look or see that, but you watch a lot of true crime and different things. So
well, and also I love plants. I'm a gardener.
Okay, yeah.
So I have like my plant identification app, and every now and then I'm like, what? What was that?
That's awesome. Yeah, that's funny. There was, we try to teach our son Vinny of like, don't touch that. It's poisonous. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
We're like, it's helpful, but then that's what he talks about. He like, don't touch that. It's poison oak. No. And he gets kind of afraid of the poison oak. And now we're having to be like, you're okay. Just don't step on it. And he's like, poison oak. We're like, oh no. The things.
But that means that the chances of him actually getting into poison oak reduced dramatically.
Yeah, they are zero probably.
Yeah.
So, which is good. But yeah. Is there anything else that you want to share, or why don't you share a little bit? If there's something else you want to share it. But also your website and anywhere people can follow you.
Okay. I have 2 websites right now. There's my personal website that's for my art, my writing, my filmmaking, my acting, which I retired from like 5 years ago. So not really much in the way of new acting, but it's TanyaGren.com, nice and easy.
Yeah.
But then my production company is Metal Rat Media. And if you go to metalratmedia.com, you can see some of the trailers and clips of some of the films I've done and the web series and the various things, and kind of just get a sense of what I do.
How did you come up with Metal Rat Media? That's such a cool name.
Yeah, a lot of people go, is it because you like heavy metal? And I'm like, yes, but that's not why. Or is it because you like hard-edged horror stuff? Yes, but that's not why. No, it's my Chinese horoscope. I'm a metal rat.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I love that's so funny. I know, those were my thoughts. I'm like, she loves like the same thing you said. I literally thought. Not the horror, I didn't know about the horror. But yeah.
Well, it's hard for me to get into romances and light fluffy things. Mm-hmm. But I love action. Yeah. I love horror. I love fantasy science fiction. Things that are, I guess, a little more dangerous.
Yeah, I like that. Dangerous. Like the poison.
Yeah, like the poison.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Tanya.
Thank you, Colleen. This has been a lot of fun.
Yay! I'm so glad. I've had a lot of fun, too, chatting, getting to know you more. So it's been great. So we like to do a little cheers with our drink.
Yes.
Say cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you for coming. Thanks for watching Coffee with Colleen on Creators Code TV.
To feature things.
Yep, to feature things.
Yeah.